Yeah.
And the only difference would be all sorts of different builds. You even see Urn being picked up on Quas Exhort Invoker sometimes.
Yes, really. Yeah, good. Just for the Cold Snap Urn or whatever.
Yeah. So lots of options.
Is, and that's where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Ready to hop into this game number 1. Tigers facing off against Boom ID.
Huh.
So,
well, the other heroes are looking to go for a big 4-man play here. It seems.
Oh, we're back. The taunt.
And this is Wonder Kid or In Your Dreams X team, so he knows them well and they know him well. Imagine.
He knows that the taunts will get to them. These guys are ragers, man.
This is a good taunt, too. They've got the PA taunt. They've got the Spirit Breaker taunt. Rubik.
Gonna bait the Spirit Breaker here a little bit, because they've got more or less 5 heroes down here. Although not all of them.
Bro, they ping it out, though. They realize that nobody's up here on the top side with the bear scouting.
Yeah. I think PA's immediately running up there like, okay, let's get these runes.
That's one of the really valuable things about that bear, actually, is you can just send it to these dangerous locations and get information. It's also something you can use to cut creep waves for free. This hero's not going to get himself killed by the bear putting a wave. That's why it's a decent offlaner.
Oh, the bash. Is it not going to be enough, though? Boom ID get 3.
4 bounties? No, what happened top? Did the PA get one? The
bear got one from the bear.
Oh, and then okay, so they'll get the one bottom. Yeah, so 3 for 1. So PA lost the bounty room battle to a Spirit Bear.
That shouldn't be possible. I'm pretty sure the bear has like a 1 second, you can't get it.
He was too busy hitting the taunt.
Like, I think, I'm unless that changed in the patch, I'm 90% sure that the bear has it was fixed that the bear can't just take a rune, because that would be very, very strong.
Like with the instant rune pickups.
Yeah, it can't do instant rune pickups, unless that was changed. And if it was, that is actually huge on the hero.
I know it's always been able to pick them up, but I don't know how.
It can pick them up, yeah, but not quickly.
So, nice gets a D-ward and blocks the camp, I believe. So
yeah, that's
some added value. Yeah,
that's sentry range, man.
I don't think he was even going for a D-ward. He just wanted to block that camp.
He tangoed it too. The value.
Especially when you're a Phoenix and you doing this self-inflicted damage with your spells. So.
Nye there too. You love to see it.
Yep. So Kia's gonna be up top. And Rubik doing pull creep manipulation things.
Yeah.
So exort for now. We'll see where this Invoker build goes.
I feel like against DP with the exort build, you can actually kill her with the charge, cold snap, or with the any sort of rotation cold snap.
Yeah.
The other problem is you have Phoenix Lich support duo, which are not really great supports to run with.
I mean the Phoenix can go with like a. I've seen Phoenix's like Phoenix ganks in particular for Invoker just because of the cold snap.
Yeah, like level 2, level 3 maybe.
Yeah, if you can get the Fire Spirits plus a cold snap, it does a lot of damage.
Moon so far 6-1 on this Darkseer, but only has 1 clarity and then the 2 mangoes.
And Darkseer kind of fell off because of the mana cost and all his spells being increased constantly.
Yeah.
50 mana cost surge, these Iron Shells eat through your mana pool as well.
Soul Ring costs a lot more HP too to use, so the hero actually constantly sits at like 40% HP once you have a Soul Ring. That's why picking up the headdress before boots is so effective. You actually give yourself the HP regen to sustain the Soul Ring.
And it looks like we'll see the typical Moon Helm of the Dominate build that he loves.
Perfect on this hero.
Yep.
The bear's actually taking a lot of harass.
I had to resummon it. They can bring this guy down. Could be a nice little for them as the rotation towards mid. Phoenix picked up a regen rune and decided to come and mess with the DP a little bit. I'll pull down bottom. That should lead into maybe the Sand King trying to connect. No, he's just going to go back and fight for the.
I like that they're running the Darkseer down here, just because the Lone Druid is one of the very few carries that doesn't actually care about the Darkseer Ion Shell. He just is a ranged hero, last hits with Bear.
He'll deny a lot of creeps against Ion Shell. That's like one of Darkseer's downsides. When he's versing like a laning hero that's just stronger than him, you'll get everything denied.
Yeah, especially the level 1 Ion Shell. So easy to deny that. Ripper having more damage helps out too for those denies.
Oh, speaking of, I thought you said Spirit Breaker. That's Spirit Breaker charging in, Cold Snap down. See if they can bring him off.
Wow, he's gonna get killed through that. Was sick plays from Invoker.
That was such a nicely placed ice hole. It's almost like it's vector targeted.
It's the next buff.
He just turned. He just knows the spell.
Going to the next lane. That charge should have been spotted by Boom ID though. It is in plain sight.
They don't have an Ion Shell on them either, but Zephyr can get the lift up if they want to use it, and well, just force out the Frost Shield and now push back 1437.
Yep. And you know it was coming. It was daytime vision, so doesn't do a whole lot. Does put Spirit Breaker in the top lane, which I don't know. I guess maybe he wants to be up here just to contest this low druid farm. Bottom lane, Darkseer shouldn't need the help too much anymore.
Also
pretty nice for Darkseer just to get solo XP.
I don't think he really cared to pressure a Sand King either. It's a Sand King. Just gonna... He gets really pressured, he's just gonna cut the wave.
Well, mid lane. Trying to make something happen with the Zephyr rotation. They do have the lift. He's taking tower. Need to swap over aggro here. And, well, Sunstrike not going to be on the mark. And instead looking for a bash, seeing if they can find a kill. Crypt Swarm can come out in just a second. It's not enough with those 2 points in quads. He's got all the regen and throws out that Frost Shield on a creep. Just going to chase down 1437 and, well, turn back around again. Seeing if they can kill him up. But the Sinister Gaze! Oh, that was nifty.
Nice, 7.20 Dota in action. I love watching this stuff. Just like all these teams like, oh, we can dive, it's fine. It's like, it's a Lich, you know, this hero has he has Nova. That's all his only spell. Oh, you know, he's got 2 others actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not a Frost Armor sacrifice Lich anymore.
I love that people are not maxing the Frost Blast anymore. That was what I saw at when the patch was first released, but going for the early point in the gaze, it gives you a TP cancel. It gives you, like we saw there, something to utilize in teamfights to actually have some control. So
it can be a setup for another like teammate spell, like a Sand King Bar Strike or whatever, you know, Shrek. Someone to go in as a Sun Strike.
Yep. Very, very good. Pulls you towards as well. It's like a repositioning move.
Yeah.
People were saying Lich is bad when the patch first came out. Come on, guys, this hero's broken. Seen this?
I think it's just they're so used to Lich being defined by sacrifice as a spell.
Yeah.
Because that was basically Lich's purpose in most drafts.
Yeah, I do agree that the mana costs on the hero are pretty high, but I feel like it's very easily sustainable.
That's a lot of supports. That's like a Wyvern or something. Like he's got high mana cost, but his spells are good. And I think Lich is the same thing. High mana cost spells, but they're good, useful spells.
Yep.
You just can't spam Nova like you used to. I think everyone's mentality was you sacrifice, you spam Nova, you harass, but it's you got to be more kind of timely with how you use your
Slowly
spells.
winning lanes is not how to win anymore. It's all about like killing people. It's all about being unkillable. It's not about like solely methodically harassing somebody down. Kills matter so much more.
And it's really impressive that they've been able to like do that bait stuff with this Invoker and then just sort of keep them alive with rotations early on, the points in boss as well, and well, it does look like he decides to take 1 in Wex there at 6. His top lane, they're going to go in on this lone druid, but not for long. Slow up for a moment. Now moving forward with the Frost Shield and able to get the jump away. They're going to fend off the attack coming, but the Sinister Gaze is there again and showing the strength of the Lich.
What's the cast range? Can you hover over
500.
Okay.
He can actually gank. This is actually a ganker.
Yeah.
That's
Nova into Sinister Gaze, yeah. With a slow as well. Every single spell. Like,
you Sinister Gaze first so his movement speed's faster, and then you can do the other one afterwards. Play.
This hero, first time in history, leaves a lane.
And isn't brainless. Requires some Dota talent.
Well, I don't know about that, but maybe if they nerf him a little bit more.
You think? I don't think he doesn't seem. I mean, it's too early to say if he's OP or not. For me, at least, I don't know. I'm not sold on like it being some crazy OP hero right now. He does have like 3 basic spells that all do a lot, even just with 1 value point. I think that's what's crazy is that this one you just go 1/1/1 and every single spell at level 1 is strong.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have gone 1-1-1 if it hadn't been to save the Invoker mid?
I don't think so, because just from seeing what people are maxing on this hero, it's like a lot of the time they'll even go 2 points in Frost Blast and go for the gaze like way later.
Yeah.
But I think after seeing how effective it's been, he'll probably start doing it. Other people might as well.
Yeah. They're having no success with these Spirit Breaker rotations. Every gank they're going for, people are just getting out of there. And on the other side, Boom ID, every single counter gank or gank they're doing is it's landed.
I think the reason for it is because the cores coming from Boom ID are very effective against the Spirit Breaker. Like the Lone Druid traditionally has been considered to be somewhat of a counter because the fear is very easy to. You have to. I mean, it's a little hard to time, but every time you can just get the Spirit Breaker to run away from you, right? Like, and then the Invoker, that's a traditional counter to the Spirit Breakers. You just cold snap him. He can't do anything to you. And then the Sand King, do you really even want to gank a Sand King? He just goes in. He just goes invis.
Oh,
he just
look
burrow
at
strikes
this.
away. He is so fast.
That was awesome. Tornado though takes off that.
They're going to turn and get kills.
Again, in some trouble.
Got the
Maybe
game.
Bango, get over here.
Into my tower.
And oh, the meteor. Not quite enough.
Doesn't last that long at level 1, my friend. It's not that good.
The PA coming in after the death top to get a kill, but just a support kill. So a lot of Tiger's heroes moving into that mid lane for that play.
Yeah.
Over, concede. Net worth still inhabited. This Lone Druid's just had a free game for himself.
Bounty rune's coming up soon, so we'll see if either team makes any aggressive moves. Doesn't really look like it.
Burrow, Sunstrike, Epicenter coming out as well. They want to get this kill. They slow him up. And also chasing the Surge away. And well, they pull back in that Spirit
That's a
one more
true
time.
support player.
He wants to ring, yeah.
Oh, he's almost got it. He needs a little bit more mana. Wants to get slow. Oh.
Maybe wouldn't be enough damage with level 2 Power Strike or in range. He kind of hesitated for that Epicenter. I think he instantly went for it. He may have killed Darkseer.
Yeah.
But either way, ended up
I see it happening a lot, where like the Lich shield comes in and the person's like not quite close enough, and it kind of feels like people aren't expecting the Lich to be putting the spell on them a little bit impulsively. Yeah, that's the counter. That is.
He wasn't even really looking for a gank there, it seems.
That's like you know, the Invoker or Ember versus Spirit Breaker. This is a traditional pub pick.
Every support player loves playing Spirit Breaker.
So far, Invoker's been able to win off the back of it. Looking like, at least. Has the Midas completed? Oh, Wraithband and a Null Talisman. Interesting. Mixing it up a little bit. Maybe he wanted to buy a Bassi and then he's or an Aquila, and he's like, oh wait. Oh.
Just getting Wraithbands, guys. I promise I wasn't looking for anything else.
Oh,
Kills the
Moon.
Lich.
Wow.
He just gives him an old drive-by.
Just swooped on in, swooped on out. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. And
The regen that he has is actually like so much with the Dominator build. What's the regen on Dominator now? Can you click on that first? Oh, okay, so he's Dominator. That is, I can't read that. What is it?
Health regen by 8.5.
8.5. Okay. So that used to be a lot better because it would scale with strength, but now it won't, which is unfortunate. But still a lot of regen at this point in the game.
Well, scare the Invoker, but now
Full snap wore off, yeah.
That status resistance coming in handy.
He dove into this one. Does still have egg, but it's a scary proposition, and looks like they are going to be able to bring down that Phoenix.
These charged on Invokers are kind of forcing him at least to use his spells and waste his mana, even though I don't think they have any hope of killing him.
Yeah.
I mean, by this point, 1437 is charging him knowing fully well he's not getting a kill, I feel. But
it is
still
more of
chooses to do
a
it.
5 Spirit Breaker too. So it's definitely fine to trade your life for things like forcing rotations and such.
Lich points in the Frost Shield. It's hard to just walk in like that. They are still wrapping to the side with this Lone Druid who has decided to venture towards the mid.
Rushing for Stalin. Did that item get changed?
It does, yeah, it does more damage now.
Okay.
38, I think, instead of like 35, 34.
I think it was just 30 before.
Was it 30?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a pretty big increase.
Yeah, it's not pretty cheap item too. And it's like, it's not just like a item where you get it and then it doesn't go anywhere. You turn it later onto data list or whatever it may be.
Maybe that's the next bracer / wraith band.
Casual
Crystallis, yeah. I see a lot of people going Sange, you know.
Just casual songs.
Yeah, sure.
On which heroes? Any heroes?
Any strength hero, really.
Get that status resist.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in the Veil. It's the one that I want to see get picked up, but
Just don't like the crown.
yeah. Oh, Alacrity the catapult, do it! Oh no! Do it! That's so
the
much
pings. Come on, let's do it. Let's do the combo.
Oh, they're gonna go in with it now. I'm sure that they Alacrity the catapult this time.
Oh, they don't feed the catapult. That's 200 gold. Oh, there it is.
Oh, Moon's so angry. And now he's not surged. Run away, little Moon.
He actually got the 200 gold from it instead of the... What's the Midas? It's 190? 190? Yeah, he got the 200.
Oh,
it must take whatever the higher gold amount is.
Huh. Alright, so it was Midas gave you 190 regardless.
That's what that's what you think, but I guess it takes just the higher.
Or did they change Midas in the new patch?
Maybe he got 390. I just didn't show it.
That would be... Midas would be very effective against Dominator.
You used to be able to minus Necrobook.
Could, yeah. That was when Necro was very awful. And then they made it so you can't, and then it was very good.
Yep.
Oh, did he run into Moon there? He did, surely. Ion Shell. Waiting for the dive. It's still on cooldown. We'd see the Rubik go down as well.
Try to interrupt it with... Oh, we can't.
Got him caught. Got him killed.
The Rubik died.
Okay, so Midas is 200 gold. It must have been changed in
oh, yeah. I think it...
recent patch.
Been getting buffed for a while.
Yeah.
Fell off.
Radiant's middle tower
That just equals the exact amount that you
and by change, it was never 109 yet. Whatever. No, it was. Okay, 7.05. All right.
190. Dude, there's so many changes.
7.05 was a long time ago.
I feel like it's so hard to know.
It went from 190 to 220, and then it got nerfed from 220 to 200.
Okay.
I don't buy that hero.
We just need
that item.
to not say numbers. You're always wrong when it comes to Dota.
Yeah, I'm terrible with
I've learned that in videos. People are like, oh, this is outdated. It's like, that's because I said a single number.
There's some people who just know Dota mechanics and numbers really well.
Yeah.
Then 89% Dota players just play off a field.
Yeah.
Like, you ask some top pro players how much like damage a spell does at a certain level, they legitimately will not know most of the time. How much damage does level 3 Cripples one do? I don't know.
I remember on stream during when Mason, Stumel, and Fear or whatever, they were casting something with Grant. Stumel didn't know that leaping gave you movement speed. Something like that. I think that was... Oh no, he didn't know the Mirana ulti gave you movement speed.
Yeah, the Mirana ulti one, yeah.
And it's like, this guy, arguably the best mid, one of the best mids in the world.
And he plays Mirana.
And he plays Mirana. He plays Mirana very well. Yeah. He didn't know this.
Got some weird shenanigans going on here. Still Supernova available, looking for the Sunstrike, gets him on the side. Great play. And meanwhile, the Lich is also going to go down, and Invoker is starting to do a lot in this fight. They have the Supernova off on the side. It's dead. But so too might be the Wonder Kid who's trying to escape. They still will have the Savage Roar available as he gets chased over to the side. Maybe a blink run, getting out.
Trying to juke.
And charge through. And
Spirit Breaker's trying to throw his life to save his buddy.
And move in, but it doesn't look like it's quite going to be
Stolen Sandstorm?
All right, he's living. This guy's living.
Oh, the Sunstrike.
Kill the bear. He kills the bear. He's still not dead.
He's got another Sandstorm.
He can TP out if he wants.
Oh my God, Zephyr, the maniac.
It doesn't cancel. He can TP. He could.
Oh, no mana.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Beautiful.
I saw Wonder Kid Tango, or he Quelling Bladed a tree and then just tried to walk in and just walk right back into the enemy team.
Yeah,
like, there's this weird new juke path up there, but nobody knows. Yeah. Nobody knows how to use it.
I feel like pathing's been a little bit weird recently too. Like I'll click nearby and I end up going back the other way that I don't want.
Yeah, it does. It's been like that for a couple of patches now.
Fresh Acceptor.
Surge being purgeable, he just gets owned.
We've talked about how with all of these bracers and a lot of the new mechanics, you need a lot of damage. The heroes who can do immense amounts of damage, as opposed to just like damage. I think Invoker is actually one of those heroes. No matter what you have, he can probably kill you. Because Meteor and Sunstrike just do so much.
And it's also this, like, the Cold Snap with whatever Forge Spirits or Urns just keeps you in place, too.
Yeah,
it's like this constant lockdown where you're taking extra right-click damage.
Yeah.
And
it's like Invoker doesn't care that you're alive for another 5 seconds because he'll continue to kill you. Whereas with Puck or Queen of Pain, it's like, you stay alive.
Spells, you're done. Yeah. I feel like the Zeuses and Tinkers and Invokers maybe we'll see a bit more of.
They're definitely great.
Here's with constant high damage output.
Sandstorm. This is the truth right here. Look at this guy.
Trying to get with his sentry, but he's aware.
He baited the sentry.
Yeah, take that.
Fear? Oh my god, he's running really fast away from him.
Killing helm creeps, they're killing bears. This is not a nice game to be a creep of sorts.
Heroes are doing okay though. Only died 6 times. Misses the vacuum. This is tough. Feels like right now, Boom ID are getting pretty much everything that they want.
This is the fast MKB on Lone Druid we saw last time against the PA. One has a Crystallis in the mix, but for a 2k gold, it's a pretty value item.
With a very similar build too, we saw this really went in the Lone Druid's favor in this matchup. The PA couldn't do anything.
This Lone Druid just with the brown boots.
I do think he should pick up treads. I mean, for like a right-click hero, definitely effective. Extra damage, extra stats. Was it 14 extra stats? Definitely value.
Look at this wraparound that's coming. If they are going to take this fight,
they can definitely take it.
They see the PA immediately. They also see the Spirit Breaker, able to catch him. Sandstorm going out already. They're moving into position out with the DP ulti already out. They've killed off one now. Spirit Breaker, seeing if they can find any more. The Supernova on top of the high ground. Can they get it? The Burrow Strike through with the Chain Frost. It looks like it still might be good enough here if they can burn down and kill them off, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Sunstrike. Oh my goodness.
That surge gets so much movement speed for the PA.
But they've already lost the Spirit Breaker and the Darkseer.
Such a awkward fight when you've already used up like the majority of your Exorcism in the Roche Pit. By the time like they go in, Exorcism's only got like 10 seconds left. Whoa. What happened? Rubik. He found a solo kill. Maybe a stolen spell.
Killed the boot.
Do you have a Sunstrike?
The Boots Wand Lich.
How's Miz?
I don't know.
Let's just say he Sunstruck him.
Okay.
If he did, that's really sick.
He stole Descents, or maybe he stole... He stole Forge Spirit, and the Forge Spirit killed him.
Maybe.
Possibility.
Roshan's still fairly low.
It's hard to just run in there, though, now without Exorcism.
If he had some lifesteal on the PA, he might actually be able to walk in Invis and solo it because of lifesteal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't actually know if Boom ID fully know they were Roshing still. Yeah, they saw the Exorcism, but they may have just assumed Death Prophet pre-Exorcism before the fight broke out.
Yeah, maybe.
That's true.
Okay, now they get a idea that no one's in there. I don't know if they saw Roche's health, but...
I like that Boom ID isn't super anxious about this. They're actually playing elsewhere on the map, but I guess the question is, are they going to get here in time to contest this because they're doing that?
PA Aegis is pretty potent at this time. Like,
they're sending the Forge Spirit. They know. It's down really low. They're breaking it off, and the Sunstrike is down already. Tornado catches 2 on the way out. Burrow Strike also going to control that Spirit Breaker. But it looks like that makes enough space for the rest of Tigers to escape with the Aegis.
PA attack speed.
Yeah, PA's going to have SMY Deso with this Aegis, and that's a pretty scary mid-game timing.
Yeah.
We're going to see Tigers really look to push their lineup fairly soon. They didn't actually need to use Exorcism for that Roche too, so they may be able to defend this one.
Boom ID trying to make stuff happen. Yes, Spirit Breaker is down, but they have Aegis.
Yeah, a little bit surprising.
I really feel like they can fight at this time. I think you're right. I think the PA having these items plus the Aegis is very scary, because normally like she can't go in even with these items because she didn't have a BKB yet. She'll just get blown up despite having these items. She has low HP. But with the Aegis, if they blow her up, she'll be alive afterwards and she'll destroy them.
I mean, she's pretty tanky too. 1700 HP when she's on strength threads, and then status resistance from the Sange.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna cost a lot to kill her, but she has so many damage items that you have to kill her. She'll just blow up all of your heroes. Invoker doesn't have particularly high armor. Phoenix will die. Lich will die. Even Lone Druid can probably die to the PA.
We're gonna try and go for Boots of Travel. Wow. Sand King just holding on to the mid lane here. Gonna Sandstorm, step a little bit further back. Moon looking to try and break him. Doesn't quite connect.
It's cool that you can do this. This is so good for counter pushing and for, like, he's essentially playing as that 5 roll. Doesn't do anything. He's essentially playing as like that 5 roll sitting in the trees. He's wasting so much of their time.
They know where he is.
This is showing some like unfamiliarity with this new Sandstorm here.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just expecting the Sand King to be playing more aggressively because of the invis.
Yeah.
The Sand King's knows. Invis does not mean invincibility.
Although he's stalling a lot. He's killing the waves, so.
But at the same time, PA will eventually get the tower, and they do not seem inclined to want to fight into this PA. And at the same time, Tigers going high ground, kind of challenging, even with Exorcism. Now, so they're gonna push back towards the top lane where a lot of creeps lie. Spirit Breaker tried to spot him, so it seems like they're just gonna deal with these creep waves a bit now.
We also do have the Solar Crest almost completed on the Death Prophet. Seems like a really cool item choice here.
So you can chuck it on someone like the Lone Druid, maybe?
Yeah. Sinister Gaze. Got Zephyr. Caught. Boom ID. Picking up kills.
You know the other thing that's great about the Sinister Gaze? It's an instant disable. It's not some like projectile or something like that. You just walk up and there's no lift coming out from Rubik. Oh, we see something. The charge vision.
And the bear. Be careful here, Fervian. Coming for you.
Oh, the fear.
Vacuum back onto 2. You need to switch over to true form. The Burrow Strike could come out with the Chaos Meteor down on top of him as well. The Deafening Blast out here onto 2. Can they kill him off in time? 3 are already dead. That's the agents down as well. We do have the ulti coming out from that DP, but another great Burrow Strike comes through. Supernova is going to end up stunning.
Is that the DP?
With that, DP left alone. A good charge coming out from that Spirit Breaker. Wonderkid could still jump back in if he wants, and looks like he's going to go and try and pick off a couple, but another Burrow Strike comes through and they lose the PA. They're going to lose almost everybody, although it looks like DP might live through this one. Another Burrow Strike.
She's going to get healed soon too.
Zephyr, did he end up stealing it over as well? They might be able to control and kill off another. There's the heal coming through, and 4 dead from Boom ID. A great fight coming out from Tigers. Stolen Burrow Strike makes it happen. He has another Burrow Strike when he's up, but the silence is there. Does have stick charges, but might all be too much in the end as they lose 5.
The timing with this Aegis and having all these items on the PA, even though the PA dies there, does a large amount of damage, and because they focus so much on PA, Death Prophet's just like, okay, sweet, I'm being ignored, Exorcism, I'll do even more damage.
And then this is also all on the side of Boom ID, like in their jungle, so that means that all of the other lanes are pushing in. Now they have to deal with lanes, which means that Tigers have the map to work with.
Have some good wards out around here.
Yep.
Deep in there.
And they can just like farm up their own jungle because they don't have lane issues. The lanes are pushed into the end side. The blocking.
Interesting.
Kind of annoying.
Even game overall. It does feel like, you know, this game goes on and Invoker is still that pretty scary scaling hero alongside a Lone Druid, but
they do have the they do have the Cataclysm with like the Sand King, and then if everybody's grouping up to hit the Phoenix Egg and he pops the Cataclysm, could definitely hit a lot of people. That is one of the most ridiculous spells in the late game. Burst to DP, burst to PA, doesn't matter if they have BKB, whatever, you'll kill them.
he has always been a character known to kind of be able to burst down these Invokers in that late game though, so I mean, you see Invoker kind of itemize and get something like a Shiva's Guard because of that.
Yeah, not a super common pickup on that hero anymore, really. But against a PA, yeah, it's like
Needs maybe an armor item.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Sand King, or rather Rubik, is becoming like a pretty big issue though also. Gonna have a Blink Dagger now on top of a Force Staff, and he's fairly tanky and just has been able to disable him.
If you hover over the burrow, does this show like with the increased stun duration? If you hold Alt maybe? No, okay, so 2.2, and then it's 40%, so.
Almost, yeah. Goes up to
so it's like a 3 second stun, yeah. On two, like he got on 2 heroes in that fight, I think twice.
Yeah.
So that is pretty. It's very easy to steal that too.
Smoke. Boom.
Yeah, they're gonna sweep out through their jungle, expecting Radiant Vision here that they need to bypass. Tigers themselves maybe looking for a smoke play.
Yeah, PA BKB is like the perfect time for a smoke.
Blink on Rubik.
Yeah, Blink on Rubik. They probably have Exorcism up. I mean, of course they have Exorcism, unless he used it.
Rubik is charging
in.
Fast.
He would have died instantaneously if he went on that Invoker. The entire enemy team is there.
So interesting, the status resistance you get from the Bulldoze.
Was it for 7 seconds?
Yeah, pretty good. 8
seconds. That is so much status resist. They took a lot of spells that had like one thing on them that were boring, and they added an extra thing, and now they're so good. Like the PA blow, now it makes you invis. You know, just like I'm gonna make this spell that sucks, do this, and then also this. You just get 2 spells for 1.
This is a great ward here. Just sitting there in the lane, waiting for Zephyr to move in and try and push this out. And looks like he is going to be a beneficiary of a kill maybe afterwards, although the rest of them are moving in. There is still this ward getting full vision.
Oh my god, what a ward.
Everyone is in the trees.
So value.
I mean, are you really going to be able to take this fight?
Pretty scary with how many Tigers heroes are here, and the BKB timing of PA.
Moving into position, Lone Druid in the area. They're trying to find it. Can they get the kill? Broadstrike going to come out in a second with the epicenter already there. They've already lost the Lone Druid. He doesn't have any buyback, so he can't get back into this fight if they even wanted to take it. And they saw everything.
Yeah, the egg doesn't do too much. Chain Frost stops bouncing.
What the hell?
They're just not quite landing the spells how they'd like to. And there's a sentry for this. Sand King. 3 for Neil. Make that 4.
How do you see everything and just lose everything?
Sand King kind of got... Sand King was like headed there. He was like the one hero not hiding in the trees, and he just got Initiate on.
I mean, they were completely split. I feel like it's at the point with just like the PA BKB you probably can't fight, but the fact that Boom ID was totally split up in the trees, not really looking... Like, essentially, that was just a straight pick-off on the Lone Druid. It was just a Sand King there. His team knew that he was going to get gone on, but they just couldn't get there because what are they all going to TP to the Shrine? The ward actually kind of baited them into that situation because they saw everybody coming, so like, oh, we got to wait in the trees. But now you're sitting in the trees, and your Sand King gets gone on, which leads to the Lone Druid getting killed, and you can't help because you're running, because you were sitting in the trees, you know? Just a weird situation where they needed to like decide to fight or to not fight.
Find themselves now up against Aegis, and things starting to slip away from them. I felt like they had such a good early mid-game start to this game and just haven't been able to put together these needed team fights.
Yeah.
But this is something that I feel like we've been seeing more and more often. I don't know if it's just that it's like teams that are willing to give up an early game lead that the other team is taking and they win like mid-game team fights, or if it's just recognizing like when they're stronger. But it's been a couple of these different games where it's like looked really good and then it's all flipped around in a second.
I think Boom ID's games too, it looks like that. Like a lot of the time it's when you have these teams that are expected to lose, maybe less experienced teams, less high rated teams or whatever, and then you just get outskilled or out maneuvered in the mid game. Then it doesn't matter that you won the early game. Whereas like a lot of these super high tier teams, like tier 1 teams, they won't screw up as much going into the mid game essentially. So if you give them a lead, it'll look like much more of a stomp. Whereas with Boom ID, like they got outmaneuvered.
The consistency isn't there. That's why, you know, Boom ID made it through the open qualifiers to get into, you know, this major qualifiers, but next tournament, you know, they may just lose in the open qualifiers to another strong tier 2 SEA team. Like these, there's like 15 tier 2 SEA teams that can all beat each other depending who's playing better on the day.
Yeah.
Arcane Rune Exorcism feels pretty good. Yules to dodge the EMP. Tower gonna start to take a good amount of damage. Burrow Strike trying to walk away.
He's got the triple dagger now in PA, so he just keeps throwing them out. If he gets lucky, they just start a fight. The Lich could die in one hit here, so could Phoenix.
It's so hard to come close, yeah.
This hero really became great when they added that talent. They have to Crimson Guard, daggers.
And they are keeping that. Well, Barrack's live as well.
So, yeah.
Meteor down, very low. That's already one dead. Moon out of there.
Okay.
They have Cataclysm also. If they manage to find a good Spear Breaker, or rather catch there with the stun. Ajit down as well. There's going to be the Burrow Strike, trying to look for more. They have been able to kill off Ferbian, so Lone Druid dead. He doesn't have buyback. Suddenly, Tigers continuing to stream forward. If they could find themselves another couple of kills here, be quite good, and possibly looking for more silence there, trying to chase down the Sand King in the woods, and with the Crypt Swarm in a second, they find a double.
This also lets him get back in to finish off this melee racks, which was very low. So a good re-engagement from Tigers, and I like the buyback coming out from Moon as well.
That was such a good Cataclysm, and it doesn't even matter.
They got two heroes who are like full health down the half,
yeah.
But the fight was kind of lost, and well, that's gonna be mid racks, and Exorcism I'm pretty sure comes back up soon. So yeah, 7 seconds. They could just get the full-on mega creeps here.
We're gonna hear a special little noise.
Oh yeah.
So the PA has like one item on the Lone Druid, and it seems to be totally PA favored. Like the Lone Druid is just blowing up in every fight, like he's paper.
Another EMP out there, a Burrow Strike onto the Spirit Breaker, keeping him back for the moment. But 1437, this is the life that he was meant to lead. And with the melee barracks down, it looks like they're actually gonna respect the strength of Boom ID.
We get a death check on 1437 real quick. Is that eight deaths?
Yeah.
Okay. I think all 8 of those deaths have just him been running in, accepting his fate.
It's not really a hero I would like think that he wants to play. He normally plays these like ranged, nuky spellcasters that can be kind of greedy.
He does run in and accept his fate on those heroes a lot though too. Like, you know, when you, like the Jakiro, how many times do we see him running in and just feeding?
Or just, yeah, trying to push out a lane and going a bit too far.
Yeah, feeding for the greater good.
Yep. So, no mega creeps just yet, but 5 racks advantage. 11k gold lead, not the biggest, but it is borderline GG territory.
And I'm disappointed. We haven't seen as many of the vacuum walls. I wanted to see the cool vector wall, but they've mainly just been like running them over anyways.
We haven't seen the wall like at all this game. What's been happening?
I don't know. I think it's just more about like jumping in and finding that one pick off, I guess. And then afterwards, like it's sort of been scattered team fights.
Definitely think in that last fight, if he drops a wall before he dies, it's pretty effective, you know. Use spells on him after wall. Good. Great.
DD with the Alpha Wolf. Oh man.
That sound. That was dank.
It just feels so out of place. I'm also sure, like, in 6 months from now, it will just feel like the most normal thing ever.
Yeah.
That's just Dota. You just get used to hearing stuff. And
remember how weird the scan was when it first got added? Like, what does this have to do with anything? Now it's like, oh my god, that was an insane scan. This team is so good at using scan.
Oh, where's the DD crit? I want to see it. You're dancing for all you're worth. Shazam!
1600. Very nice.
all right.
I like that he didn't go Battle Fury. I really like the fighting PA. With how the cleave has been changed, I don't think it's as effective.
The triple Wraith, yes, it just gives so much attack speed that you have this crazy kill potential.
Yeah. You can actually fight in the early game with this hero. You do some serious damage.
And it's just like, it feels like it fits more what this patch is about. This patch isn't really about hitting neutrals, it feels like. Or maybe it's just because we're watching Southeast Asian Dota. But, like, people are running around, they're finding kills. There's been 44 kills so far in 37 minutes.
I think if you hit neutrals, you're just going to have a bunch of people with bracers and wraith bands run at you and take your towers.
Yeah. You got to be able to fight, and like Battle Fury doesn't really do that.
One last hurrah for Boom ID, perhaps. What appears to be a possible game.
There's the jump in. There's a decent Chain Frost trying to do what they can, and fortunately this time Lich is sinisterly gazed to the grave. That was not the greatest combo, but it looks like Ajit just going to run forward, and yeah.
Oh my god, look at that!
Oh god, look at the triple daggers for the triple kill. Wonder Kid, good game called. 27 to 22. Easy peasy for Tigers.
fun cataclysms in before you die. They want the Invoker in the Fountain.
It's the hero damage up at the end, so it's like, this was your fault. Look at my hero damage.
I feel like you're speaking from personal experience here. Being on teams who do that?
No way, man. No way.
I do that much. Yeah.
And the only difference would be...
So, we'll see that.
I like that they're running...
Raven is on the run. AP already using his blink. Moon looking for more. Gets a two-man Dream Coil over on the other side of the fight. TA just going to pop the BKB and try and run out of this one. Yamate looking like he will be the one to fall. Gets right-click down quickly by the Morphling. Moon trying to catch more. Looking for the supports at the very least. Febby wants this. Net charging away, but he's not fast enough. Now he's outside of the base. That's trouble. KP jumps up. They've spotted Ohio. If he can't get the RP off, that's going to be a disaster in this fight. And he does get burst. He does have a buyback available. Net's going to buy back. Ohio not buying back. If he hits that buyback button, he knows that Mineski is instantly going to retreat. So has to try and wait for a good initiation here if they can get it. But Mineski are just wailing on his high ground. JT's got this drunken brawler, and he is going to be hitting so damn hard. Fiending for it. Primal Split still on cooldown for 25 seconds. KP did go for the attack speed talent here. Raven, the focus. He's stunned up by this Aghanim's Dream Coil. The RP trying to counter initiate for him. They're going to jump in as well with the TA, but again, they do have that Winter Wyvern's ultimate to counter initiate. JT pops into the Brewmaster, gets skewered back. They focused on Ohio first. He's the first and only casualty so far this fight. They found the TA on the other side, though. No refraction to protect him. They will end up losing Febby. Moon's hunting for more. Looks like Yamate should die over there. Raven a little bit low on mana. Needs to be careful trying to disengage. They focus on Yamate instead, and it will end up being a 3-for-1. Paladai with the Winter's Curse. Great counter initiation. And just they had to use so much just to try and save the Slark. I think a good reaction from Ohio, but still, they need a better RP than that. And this is going to be a quick Roche. Aegis and Cheese. JT... he's not grabbing. Okay, he is grabbing both, apparently. There you go.
I'll take that.
Couple of bounties as the consolation prize for Lotak, but they are now down 13k gold, almost 20k experience, and Dota Plus is really liking Mineski's chances right now.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
They're heading in, looking for the racks. Even after Ohio respawns, he's still got another 30 seconds to go on the RP. Raven tries to run in, but he just can't commit.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Nothing that he can really do, so Mineski easily claimed that lane. And the line is drawn immediately by Pylai Dai. They're going to be going for top next. Bottom wave is pushing in a little bit. There's a double catapult down here, so that it will apply some pressure. Raven is going to be going for a silver edge. Not sure what the point is of that necessarily. Who's got passives? That Brewmaster doesn't have any passives anymore, right? Brew no passives. Puck no passives. Spirit Breaker has bash. Morph no passives. Winter Wyvern no passives. I don't know what the point is necessarily. Low attack, big wraparound, but they don't have the high ground. That belongs to Mineski. Spirit Breaker in the front lines. Brewmaster very annoying with the Shiva's Guard. They're going to jump in, they get the Hex over onto Moon. They get the RP, they drop it onto 2, but there's the Winter's Curse once again to counter initiate. They're keeping the Puck alive for a little bit longer, but he's still dead. KP chasing after Net, brings him down. Buyback from Yamate. Raven popping everything, but he just can't kill anybody off. Ohio going to try for the TP out, but that gets interrupted. JTP on Godlike finds a triple kill, and now Febby is charging for more. They're going to look for Raven. Does have a Dark Pact. He's going to be okay. Febby a little bit too far ahead of his team, but Mineski just straight into the base, and JT's just hitting tier 4s. He wants that playoff spot, and he can sense it right now. First tier 4 about to drop. They do have that Hex and the Templar Assassin. They might be able to find a coordinated jump. They look towards KP. They Hex him up, but he's just so tanky. Again, the counter initiation from Pi. They've got the Cold Embrace. Raven's dead. He buys back, but they've lost the TA, and Ohio once again taps it out, calls the GG, and that will be the end of Lowtack's run here in the Chongqing Major SCA Qual. Mineski have secured their spot. They're going to be joining TNC. They're going to be joining Fnatic in the playoffs tomorrow. The last team for the playoffs is going to be
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Oh, we got some updates from our producer.
They're back.
It was so interesting when I was like looking at the stats for the teams going into TI and stuff, and it blew my mind that Mineski had only been to TI 1 up until this last TI.
Yeah, they've been trying so hard and for so long to make like a team to get back there.
Dire team
It just feels like such an institution. But it is going to be the Grimstroke, and they left IO in, so we'll see if they decide to take the IO Gyro versus Grim.
I mean, I think there's no way you don't pick it.
Tigers plays IO Gyro. I've seen that.
If anything,
before.
they're just thinking like, why did they leave? Why did they leave the IO? What is the plan?
Just don't overthink it. Just pick it.
Every time somebody overthinks it, it just doesn't go well. When you don't pick the overpowered heroes, what are they? And then you give them the IO plus the Grimstroke because you overthought it. I mean, he's probably going to use all of the time just because. Oh, maybe not. I was going to say just because they're thinking. But actually thinking about this first pick a lot.
Dire team pick.
Huh.
If they're thinking that Boom ID don't take it themselves,
wow.
Okay.
Then they could potentially get it second phase, because now you have to ban out like an IO potentially.
Yeah. I don't think IO Grimstroke is a great support duo personally.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on that being the combo.
I feel it's, at least for the lanes, it's fine, because you just run the IO in the safe lane with the IO combo and the Grimstroke in the off lane. Problem is that the Grimstroke can play both roles. What's the pause? There's a pause happening. I'm hearing a pause.
Yeah.
Admins.
Maybe the admins pause.
Did they?
Oh, they paused earlier.
They misclicked. They accidentally.
Okay.
They accidentally didn't pick IO Gyro. I don't know.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not sure.
5 seconds remaining.
All right, admins.
Things.
The admin sounds. We'll take that as saying it's all okay.
Okay.
All right.
Or that he's on the toilet as well.
I think Lyrical just has the admin muted from a pub.
No doubt.
Guy mutes everybody.
I did actually hop into a game one time, and then I like opened it up because I wanted to get what the players were, and then I realized I had Jo muted. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever played a game with him. I don't know how it happens.
Maybe party queue, man.
Dire team
I've seen you
ban.
party queue with some high skill people.
That's
you know?
true.
Maybe you'll get in solo or.
I soloed Inflame when he was playing Bat Raider in one game when I was in China. Solo killed him. Felt good.
Yeah. Coach a team.
Right. Should coach Inflame.
He should. He really needs it.
You've got the credentials to do that. Yeah. You're set. So, was Monkey banned last game? I want to say. Maybe banned second stage, so they didn't get it.
Yeah.
That seems like a likely thing because Tigers love this hero. This is their bread and butter.
Monkey was not banned or picked.
It was just ignored. JK, guys.
So they're just completely flipping around their drafts.
So we got the
Why the hell
Inkswell Brewmaster. That seems pretty good. Is it good enough to beat Monkey King in lane?
Radiant team ban.
I don't know.
Someone was telling me this is like one of the most powerful lanes right now. Was it you?
I think it
Maybe?
is. I don't know if it was me, but
Maybe you. Someone's just like, man, this Grimstroke Brewmaster lane.
I'm making a video soon on most broken dual lanes, and I have 2, and that's one of them. The other one is Brew Chen.
Okay.
Is what, sorry?
Brew Chen.
Brew Chen, okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
This hero is
10
very
seconds
effective.
remaining.
Brew Lich is really good too.
Where can we catch this video?
5 seconds
DotaAlchemy.com.
Okay.
No.
Dota Alchemy YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Give that a gander.
Dire
That's the
team
only
ban.
time I've plugged my own. I've never done it before. You asked for it.
I bet say you didn't even really. Yeah, I set you up. You had to.
I've been good
Dire
about it,
team
man.
pick.
I'm not trying to, you know. when you bring it up. I'll take it. Wow, those bans.
Yeah.
I like the
There's
TA
lots of
second
similar.
second phase ban. I feel like this hero is very similar to the Broodmother, where you almost always last ban it. So why not just save that last ban for something
10
that you really want to ban, and just get the TA out earlier if you don't know what else to ban.
And it's scary because they can pick
5
it
seconds
before going into their
remaining.
last ban because they don't have last pick. So
True, they have the pick and then
Yeah.
ban.
they'll fourth pick their mid hero and then ban like a Husker.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm
that's
surprised this is the first
very
game
common.
we've actually seen this. Like, I
Radiant's
haven't seen this
team
happen
pick.
because the TA has always been that pick.
Yep.
That's second to last pick.
It's such a common thing, you know. This 8th pick TA ban Husker, and then they're limited in what they can. run
Exactly,
mid.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
All right, well, you can pick like the Ember, but it doesn't really beat TA mid. It just goes okay.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Monkey King that bad against TA mid. I guess.
I think
it's-
Monkey King's the TA counter actually. 'Cause
10 seconds.
That's what I would've
you
thought.
take the refraction off with the hits, and then your Jingu's up once the
Yeah.
refraction's off.
5 seconds remaining.
They obviously maybe don't feel that strongly that it's a counter. Or Boom ID just has a sick TA player.
It's the same thing with the TA though. You could just go jungle. Like the hero's going to do pretty fine no matter what,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because she can legitimately jungle so fast in the low levels compared to a lot of these other.
Dire
heroes.
team
They may also want the Monkey King down there against the Brewmaster lane.
That's true. Yeah.
I feel like this
Ooh,
hero's being
jeez.
underpicked. This Morph is still such.
Oh yeah.
You guys ready for the 8 adaptive strikes?
And the 12-minute Roshan.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
What do we got? As far as steals go, nothing super crazy right now for the enemy team.
10 seconds
Two
remaining.
Hero's
heroes.
kinda
They
cool.
have 3 stuns. So Jakiro, Monkey King, Rubik, all have stuns,
5
which is
seconds remaining.
pretty good to steal Morphling. Set yourself up in fights. Hero doesn't really have a great stun because when you morph to fully strength, you don't do any damage. So it's nice to morph to Agi, steal stun, use your own stun to opponent. You know what? Actually, if he gets the morph targets allies ability too, and picks up the brew, and then gives himself the crit,
The drunk brawler.
Oh,
that
yeah.
seems kind of sick.
Yeah. What's the duration on that? Like,
It's like 8 seconds.
jeez. Okay.
So,
That's pretty good.
Let's go.
let me actually look it up. I don't want to be wrong about these numbers. Just
I just
It's-
assumed it was like a 5-ish seconds. I don't remember the numbers. Learning what these new spells did was hard
Is
enough,
it,
you know.
is it a buff or does it
Radiant's
just
team
like
pick.
the ability go on cooldown? I guess it has to be a buff.
Okay. This is what VP used to always pick against, like stuff like Morphling. It was just like, let's run into.
that's 5 seconds. You're right. Look.
It's still pretty good. You have to just go right back into your Morphling.
Damn, you didn't even know. You just guessed.
I
You're
do.
right.
I honestly,
You've been.
I know what this spell did, so I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
what sounds balanced? 8 seconds sounds too long to be balanced.
You should make games. What the hell? I'm impressed.
I've been around, you know. I can see into Ice
5
Frog's mind.
seconds remaining.
You
You
are
actually
God.
are
God's is
Ice
Ice
Frog.
Frog.
That's
God's is Ice Frog. He's been
going on
around,
here.
man.
That's why I've, spoken like every 10 minutes something wrong about the new patch. Like, all right, let's write this new patch and then go and cast it and not know anything about what's in it.
It's all part of the facade.
So a lot of regen in this lane against the Morph lane. Who do they put in there as like a support to sort of help out against the probably Jakiro Doom?
Dire
Got
team
left.
back. Mirana.
It's gonna be their other core, I guess, for now.
Mid lane Mirana. Very similar to the. Possibly mid lane.
They can do morph, yeah.
They can do
depending
morph,
on the matchup,
yeah,
they may send the
depending.
morph there. And if it's a bad matchup, you send Mirana, and Mirana doesn't have to
I'll bet
necessarily
you
win
it's
the lane.
safe lane Brew again, and then Mirana off
Oh
lane.
yeah, could be the reposition. Yeah, they're pretty flexible with their
10
heroes here.
seconds
Mhm.
remaining.
Tigers though do have that final pick of the draft, and they've left it
5
open whether they
seconds
pick a
remaining.
mid or a carry. That Monkey King can play both. So their last hero can go either play.
They need a mid laner carry.
You know what I want to see? I want to see them go AA
On Boom ID or
on
on
Tigers.
Tigers as a core AA, I guess.
Yeah.
Be pretty good. It's excellent against the Morphling. His morph just does nothing, unless it changed. The morph changes, but I don't think it could.
Radiant
It stays
team
the same.
back.
Because HP, his, like,
Good.
well, yeah, when he increases his HP, it stays the same, right?
It's the type of hero that I think
Percentage-wise.
fits well with this like type of
I don't
meta
say
we're
so.
seeing. It still is going to do a lot in the late game. He's able to like really just cause havoc all around the map once he hits 6.
Or Spirit Band. Does feel like Boom ID don't have any real amazing way to start fights. Brewmaster can
10
blink in with
seconds
the
remaining.
ultimate, but
Radiant team
there's no like insta stun. There's also no setup for arrow really, like at least not any amazing setup. So some kind of utility stunning initiator hero or just like a stable support like the Bane. Yeah, Bane Mirana. It's classic. Could work to be honest. Not an amazing initiator like once you get past the lane stage, but it's gives you some extra
10
lockdown.
seconds remaining.
Could also go Shadow Demon, a little bit of save for the morph.
Oh yeah,
5
I quite like that
seconds
idea.
remaining.
Good against Doom. Super tanky. Frontline hero, you could actually kill him by reducing his current HP by 40%.
You know what? Honestly, they could just go Io.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what are we talking about?
They're not going to, because if they're going to pick Io, they would
No.
have picked it already, right? Surely they're saying we don't play Io. Io versus Doom sounds great.
That does
Like
sound
a
great.
Doom
IO
counter.
Morphling's like a pretty effective combo too.
They're not doing it. Or I hope they are.
If I had to guess, put a gun on my head and said, "Hey, you got to guess what Tiger's last pick is." I was gonna say DK or Invoker, but now I'd say it's probably Invoker. Tinker also looks reasonably okay. Maybe not so much against the Batrider, but there's not much they can do to pressure a Tinker.
What are we looking at? I think is Brewmaster
Same thing.
support now. I guess.
Could be.
Yeah, we saw Jabs played earlier in a 5 position.
Could
so.
also be Bat support. I
10
know that
seconds
Bat
remaining.
could run down a Doom in the lane. Maybe they'll do.
Brew sounds better for securing
5
morph lane though.
seconds
Like you just run at people with your crit. Like that's Jabs was just like, all right, my carry's farming, and I'm just gonna run at you, and that was with the Drow game against the Axe, where it's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah. I think Bat core against Monkey King is very, very good. Get that early blink. You just blink on the tree. Like he can't go on trees ever.
Yeah.
This is one of the best counters to Monkey King in the game. You can also just pull him out of his own ultimate or flame break him out, and then you also have a Jakiro on the enemy team who is like the slowest turn rate in Dota. So you get 1 stack of napalm on him, and his life is hell.
You may now
I get
select
the-
your heroes.
Okay.
Bat lane counter of sorts. Weaver.
So they're gonna do a Monkey King mid. I don't know. What if you just put the Bat against the Monkey King? I feel like you just follow the Monkey King with Batrider.
And then put the Mirana in the off lane.
Yeah.
I really don't like the Tigers draft.
I don't know how Weaver right now just doesn't feel amazing on this new patch. Like things are going kind of fast. The hero got some small little nerf. Like the bug gets prioritized more was I think the one thing I remember.
I think that's a big nerf. the bug.
Yeah, it's definitely a nerf.
The bug was so annoying that if the bug was closer, hit the creep for some reason.
The plus side of it is that it's a hero that like loves picking up Wraith bands.
That's true.
Right.
That is
I
true.
think he's gonna be really strong with those, but I don't know. It just feels a little bit weird. Like you've got Grimstroke Lasso.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That does sound really good. Lasso does damage now
Yeah.
as well, so. The bug was closer, hit the creep for some reason.
These heroes are just good in a vacuum too, even if you don't have that.
Yeah.
Line.
They have the Mirana Moonlight Shadow combo too with the Batrider initiation. It's really easy to just Moonlight Shadow around the enemy jungle, around Vision, and then you set up for like a perfect... I mean, that hero basically gives you free smokes. And Batrider, the way this hero functions is he gets pickoffs with the lasso and with smokes. So having the Mirana on your team is super, super effective. I've actually by going for max Q and then max in the flame break as well. It's a weird
Nice idea.
thing, but I think the player should have also gone for at least 1 point in the Firefly, but still the principle makes sense. You know, I do think there are ways to lane the Weaver. I don't think he will, but I think he
Prepare
can.
for battle.
Well, it's do or die. Boom ID. If they lose this one, they are out of the Southeast Asia qualifiers for the next major in China.
I'm very curious to see how Boom ID looks to lane this. I think if they do traditional lanes, they're just playing into the Tiger's hand. If we've learned anything from watching Virtus Pro play, for example, is that even if their lanes look 10% unfavorable and they can get a little bit better of lanes by swapping them, they will put a goddamn Enigma in the mid lane if they have to. If it means they can get 10% better lanes.
Yeah.
So, if there's anything to take from like the best team, it's
be willing to put your offlane player in the mid lane if the game calls for it.
Yeah, the like versatility in the lanes is super important. They value it highly. Love that taunt.
Did you have a pogo stick when you were a kid?
Yeah. I love
How many hops could you do? What's like? Did yours count how many you were doing?
No. I want to say I could get up to like 10 or something.
10?
Yeah.
I could do like 3, and then I'm done.
So those are maybe
Mine it capped out at 999. I never got to 999, but I could do like a couple hundred. Like it was like this fancy electric one. I remember my parents got it for me for Christmas, and I was just like addicted to it for like a month. And then I got bored of shit. I was like, this present's done.
I was a very fat, unathletic, pathetic child.
That's true. I was a skinny bean of a kid who played sports 5 days a week. Okay. So I don't know where I went wrong after that. But
what
that's how you got in shape, actually, was the pogo stick. That's what started your athletic career.
I was a kid who loved doing skip rope for exercise.
That is one of the best
hours of skip rope.
Yeah. A little stop. No! He's get. Oh, I mean, Zephyr's still. He's not where he wants to be.
Oh, and the mid Mirana gets it.
That is nice. Some Wraith Band components.
Yep.
Tigers get 2.
2 for few runes.
Okay, so no lane swapping happening.
Well,
are they?
Yeah, we do see the Doom is running top.
Okay, the mid lane is perhaps the lane swap mid at least against the Monkey King that we thought might happen. The Bat Rider is not happening.
Oh, they're just okay. So Doom running top. They want the Weaver, of course, against Bat Rider.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Boom ID knew this was happening and they would be fine with safe laning the Bat versus the Weaver. I know the dynamic is a little different when you have the pull available to you. It's not so Weaver favored. So possibly they knew this was happening and they're okay with this.
Just gonna take some harassment here. Came to lane with 6 tangos, has a stick now and a salve, so should have more than enough regen to sort of survive here, at least for a while.
He's on full agi. He's not afraid of much here.
Oh, went for the early stick.
Ajit. A good bit of damage there.
Pretty low off of this. So.
The thing with I don't think he should max flame break necessarily, but definitely wants an early point in it because if he flame breaks the Weaver there, he takes half his HP and damage, and this is not such a Weaver favorite lane. The problem is when you just max the Firefly as if it's a regular Batrider lane. It's not. You really want to punish this Weaver.
And giving Weaver all these sick charges just means he can have like this unlimited Chikuchi.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly.
Again, he goes in, does some good damage, but Weaver's got plenty of HP regen, and even the mana, this higher mana cost of Chikuchi from like some of the recent nerfs is just not applicable because of the sick charges.
And 100 damage at level 1 on the Sakuchi. He can actually get a lot of harass with those free stick charges. It's not just like he's using it to, you know, save himself. He's also able to apply a bunch of damage, get a bunch of last hits.
Regardless, Weaver not getting much farm in the lane, while Bat getting 9 CS so far.
Needs to be careful and be watching for it. I'm curious if this Bat Rider is going to end up going for bracers or the null tally, because the spell lamp seems like it could be pretty good too.
Yep.
Monkey King can, I guess, mischief dodge arrow, right? Because it's just invulnerability.
That's a good question.
I was wondering about that with like Gust too. You know what I mean? Like, does he get pushed back by it still? Like, there's a bunch of weird ones that I haven't seen yet, and
I mean, it's invulnerability, so I mean, you have to be able to. You can manta dodge that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just the arrow, like, even if it travels through you, as long as the AOE is on you, like, I think.
I guess is 0.3 seconds long enough for the arrow to go all the way through you?
I think technically, if it.
Because you may be able to because it goes through your body, and then if you come out of invuln, and it's still on top of you.
Yeah, exactly. I think technically you would be able to dodge it if the arrow wasn't so slow.
Yeah, so that might be a borderline one, or like very hard to time one. Maybe.
Yeah, but Gust, like, for sure you can dodge Gust.
So far, taking a look at the CS, Radiant a little bit ahead across, well, a couple of the lanes.
Harass doesn't really do much to a Doom. I feel like Brew being in this lane it's securing the more a few CS, but Doom does not care. The level 2 in the Devour. Walk up and creep.
Big wave under this tower. Oh yeah, you mess up those last hits, Doom.
It might mess up more than just last hits.
The other thing, yeah, let's say, don't right-click this Doom. You gotta try to punish the Jakiro.
Runs up to the high ground. God.
Meanwhile, Grimstroke trying to chase down this Rubik. Does have another stroke of fate here in a second, but Zephyr? It's a broken.
He wasn't gonna maybe waste that mana until he saw the regen rune. He's like, all right,
God, that was,
I'm not having that anymore.
That was a nice snipe. Right at the end of the animation for that. Okay, so he did go for a point in the flame break, which I think is very good. Against a lot of other heroes, you might not, just because the mana cost between the flame break and the firefly, it's honestly too much. You need a bottle or something like that to sustain it. And even then, it's your entire mana pool. You use those 2 spells, and then the lasso is 250 mana.
Yeah, you even want to go lasso at level 6 at this point? Maybe not.
It's nice because you can kill these like juggernauts and these weavers and life stealers. If they let you get a couple stacks on them and you walk up and get the lasso off, especially with the damage now, I think some sort of regen item would be great, or a bunch of null tallies would also work. That gives him the mana. So he does have a null tally.
Okay.
So much more.
Pops the mango and just heads back into there again. But
Drops the null tally for the value too. I would like to see a second point in the flame break before he goes for the second point in Firefly. Extra damage is actually enough to kill off a Weaver.
Zephyr here. He wants him.
Leap charges though, so not an easy kill by any means.
Pull back. Got the slow. There's going to be a Boundless Strike, and now suddenly moving in. Going to be able to find that stun onto Zephyr and
Arrow. Not gonna go for anything.
He's making space.
Yeah.
let's take a walk, guys.
Kind of dead here, but
Oh,
Hey.
Doom
Oh,
dies.
Moonlander. How does Doom die?
I mean, this is a lot of space created.
even the Mirana's happy. I was like, all right, they ganked me, and I just end up with you know, a bit of free fun.
Free lane, yeah.
And hopefully a rune here. That would be amazing, but unfortunately it spawns bottom. No luck for this poor Mirana. And it's a D rune at that.
Radiant's
I mean, she's
bottom
not so
tower
poor
is
though. Look
under
at
Hey,
this.
she's out leveling Monkey, so having a much better time here is.
Yeah, that is
Find something.
that is definitely the issue with running this Weaver into bat. You know, it's like the supports can still die if it's a 2v2. There's still kill potential there. It's a 1v1, yeah, sure. The lane is going to be bat favor or Weaver favor, but support you just feed off the support.
I'm just spam that devour.
I like the you can feel the change where you don't have to consume the creep ability. Just keeping that clap right now.
Yeah,
It's so nice.
Really nice.
It's a big quality of life change.
Zephyr might be able to make something happen here. Tries to pull it back in.
And he's got one leap. Leap and shrine? Yeah, he's holding the leap. That was some discipline.
I thought he might just turn and kill Zephyr, but
The Fate Bolt damage reduction was
good call.
going to make it too hard. I think it was a right-click battle he would lose without like a Starstorm coming back up.
Bat Rider under fire. Tries to throw some more back the other direction, but still has a bug on him. Ajit chasing underneath tower.
Oh,
Is he gonna die?
Firefly.
Yes.
Bat is such a
Woods.
terrible hero for killing that bug. He does not right click fast at all.
Oh no, Grimstroke.
He really was painted into a corner there, wasn't he?
Ink was swelling all over the place. So does Doom doom him? Yes, indeedy duty.
Dire's
Oh,
middle
they
tower is
actually
under attack.
back off.
You got the morph strength
Oh,
off.
because you got the strength buff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hard to see with the Doom on.
It is.
It's so hard to play Doom against morph for that reason. And at the same time, if you do get the Doom off without him getting morph strength, it's usually a kill, but the wind up just makes it so difficult.
Because you know it's coming. As soon
That-
as he's hit 6, you know that they want to doom him.
That is one thing that I do feel about this hero with on the new patch. Slow. A lot of
Zephyr
plays.
also gonna go down. Boom, making it work up top here.
Dire are scanning.
This sort of leaves open a good amount of room also for this Mirana to push in towards mid, try to get some damage onto the tower. Zephyr will pull it past with that Fade Bolt. Bottom lane. Bat Rider just trying to hold on for the moment. does not have a point in his lasso, and
Radiant's bottom tower
well, the Monkey
is under
King
attack.
finds the finish while mid lane leaping forward, killing off Zephyr.
And those bugs make the game so hard for Bat because the way he usually gets away from you, it's running through the trees and juking up and down. You have to follow him in this like zigzag, and he just is out of vision because the trees will block you from vision. The bugs, you just have permanent vision.
Silence. Oh, Jace.
This
He's pretty good. Almost able to get the kill. He has an arrow, but
Didn't want to commit. I think if he leaps in, he might get the kill, but he almost certainly dies.
Yeah, especially with the new Monkey King invulnerability. He uses that dodge an auto attack or two.
that could have even been a bait play then a little bit by the,
Yeah, for
the
sure.
Monkey King.
I think that's what he was maybe
Radiant's
expecting.
bottom
Oh, this guy wants me to run in here.
Dire's middle tower
Alright,
is under
Morphling
attack.
has his mask. Is it Roche time?
We'll see.
Triple Wraith Band mask with the wand, and then once he hits treads, he might be able to do it. Did the morph that we saw do it have Yasha when he went for it, or was it just the treads?
I think it was just a bunch of Wraith Bands and Lifesteal.
I think it may have been this items plus treads.
Yeah,
perhaps.
I think so.
Well, that's what he's building for. See if it, I mean, that would put it about the right time for a 12-minute Roche, as looks like Moon able to get that bounty rune,
Radiant's
force him
middle
away.
tower is under attack. Radiant
Did
structures
Moon go for
are
a second point in the E? Okay, so he went for Scorched Earth. I guess there's not much harassing he can really do in that lane against like a Morphling who's just going to abuse the stat morph to heal up all the time. May as well go for the Scorched Earth for some kill potential.
So you were saying that it's around that 12-minute mark. What is it that like Morphling needs somebody else to tank it for him at all, or?
I think, yeah, you'd probably want one hero just to tank it with you. It's a little too early exactly to solo it, but
And you also maybe don't feel like you can just waddle on in when
Yeah,
it's dire vision.
exactly.
Like, you'd have to smoke or at least have vision of the enemy like on the bottom side of the map, which you right now see quite a few heroes down there.
Dire's middle tower is under
Oh,
attack.
here we go.
Dire's
Shadow.
structures are fortified.
Living for the moment, and could think about initiating here as they drop the
nice.
sentry ward though, and now they immediately know, and Batrider looking like he might just end up dying. There is no other great way to take this fight. Fervy and seeing if he can chase down this Rubik. Does still have the wave. I'm gonna jump forward for that one and gets the kill. Meantime, looks like Grimstroke will escape, but they get the courier kill. Okay, silence on Jakiro, and a couple of different trades being used there.
2 kills for Boom ID, but the courier is as good as a kill, essentially. So
I can't help but think that this bat doesn't
Radiant's top
need to
tower
have
is
anywhere
under
near
attack.
this bad of a game if they just lane swap at some point. Well, okay, now
or
it's
he
happening.
just starts mid. Like,
or he
plays against
starts,
the
yeah,
Monkey
or
King.
he starts mid.
Because Weaver doesn't really want to play mid lane.
But the thing is, you can even, like, if you want to lane swap, and even if you have to TP or walk somewhere, like, you can rotate to a lane and get a kill and stay there with another core while the enemy team is trying to figure out the lanes. Like, I know the Weaver's going to follow the bat, right? But if you sit the bat in a lane with another core and you just play him as like a pseudo support for a minute or two, you can actually get a lot out of that. You kill people. Then you can also just build differently where you're not going to lose to the Weaver solo. Or send 3 heroes to the bot lane. Just allowing that lane to be countered is definitely an issue. At least in this game. Like, he's 3,000 net worth. The Jakiro almost has more net worth than the Batrider has.
Been a rough one for him. I mean, likewise, though, the main thing you're looking for is that Blink Dagger, which is still about 1,000+ gold away from. He's able to get into that. Maybe that's when you can start to play a little bit of catch-up. But like you said, possibly not necessary given what happened.
Yeah, I think just laning normally against a Weaver is exactly what Tigers wants.
Moon, that's Doom again.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's going to be hunting for a morph once more after what happened last time. Maybe just be this tanky frontliner and start taking some objectives. I think Tigers are feeling pretty strong right now.
Oh, they go in though. Arrow gonna connect after fact, but they are starting to, the ink swell out as well. Gets the stun onto 2. Fermion doing a lot of damage in that fight. They take down both of them, and good for 1437 afterwards. Chasing forward with the brew split, easy peasy. Boom.
And some great value out of the first brew split. Such a big level 6 to get on the support, and they instantly win a fight and get a tower.
You know, another reason that this brew hero can be played as a support, we talked about the trading aspect of the Drunken Brawler, but you can also just gap close really easily with it. Like, you don't even need a blink dagger to set up a brew split with this hero anymore, because you just press E and then you walk in at basically hasted movement speed. You're right on top of them. You can use the clap, and then you can just ult it. You don't need a blink at all.
Hello, Monkey King.
Yay. That was a bit of a flub.
And meanwhile, top lane, they're using the Moonlight Shadow to see if they can find Ajit, but like he is going to escape for now. Scan comes out.
Does the Grimstroke.
Oh, wait, but he's going to see Grim, yeah.
Weaver does so much damage. What, Fusel Blade? It's a bunch of Wraith Bands, probably?
No Doom, but looks like Brew is still just going to get ran down here.
Split.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So 15-minute mark, bounty runes. Look like most of them are going to go the way of Tigers unless Boom are able to come and contest.
Trying to contest some of these top ones. Moon, it is 2 bounty runes in a row. He's being contested and he just wins these right click battles.
Oh, Grimstroke though, moving in. There's the double lasso combo coming through with the Morphling as well. Beautiful play. That's why that hero gets banned.
Grimstroke, Dota, let's go. That's what we've been waiting for. We've seen a few Grimstrokes today, but the first nice kind of ganking combo out of it.
There's just no way both heroes die there if it's not Grimstroke. Oh, God.
You left the bounty rune behind.
On Furby,
wow.
finds another.
Okay. That's just the Jakiro pushing Super T. He's getting.
That's expected. Yeah, it doesn't.
1437. There we go. No problem. The old school, the pilot eye deaths.
The prize is mine.
Gonna go for that. Lincolns does not want to get doomed in these fights if at all possible. But yeah, it's showing the strength and why this was a pretty nice combo.
The Rubik spell steal. Yeah, he actually blinked away from that. I think a lot of bat players don't blink from that. It's just like, it's just a Rubik. But the monkey had the Q lined up. He was casting it.
Morphling right now is feeling large and in charge.
Yeah, Tigers were kind of doing pretty good with this. Weaver dominating the bat, but last few minutes has seen a big swing the other way. Morphling's going to have a pretty good time. Stealing Weaver's form is pretty nice for him, and
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Isn't going to be an easy to deal with Morphling when all they've really got is the Doom, which isn't going to feel all that great when Morphling has Lincolns.
Yeah, and I think Morph is just naturally good against Doom too, because you can just transform to the Doom, steal the Devour, get a bunch of free regen, steal the Scorched Earth, use the Scorched Earth, switch back to the Morphling. All of a sudden, you're just Morphling with Doom's abilities on you at the same time.
They are thinking about going for the Doom right there. They end up getting it onto the Brewmaster. It's position 5, but pretty good if you can take him out of the fight right from the get-go. Grim trying to run away, but taking that damage over time from the bugs. He ends up going down. 2 heroes already dead. The heavy team fighters are gone.
The pings come out on that ward. That high ground ward was extremely crucial for that fight. Ward and a sentry allows them to see the Bat Rider. He looks to doom the Bat, because if they can doom the Bat, the initiation is screwed. If they can doom the Brew, then they don't get the Brew split off. Like, there's so many good doom targets, and that ward just gave them like total vision of what was happening in that engagement.
Really good also to get that ice path without that much setup at all.
Yeah.
They don't have 2 of them.
One is definitely got planned here. Maybe hoping just for a spell steal.
Nobody in the area. Free-sitting. Common tack.
Maybe he's waiting for a more juicy spell to come by. Whoa, runs into someone.
Hello!
Okay.
Meanwhile, Jakiro's going to go down. But it looks like... Yeah.
He's just being a pain.
Should be the D ward coming through, as you mentioned. Top tier 1 tower goes down. Chase forward, though. Wonder Kid, wanting to find it. Okay.
What's the opposite of regicide?
They really defended that ward with the Rubik, the monkey. Basilius. We have a Basilius.
Oh,
The Doom actually changed. I see a
Nice.
lot of Dooms right now. Just going the casual ring of protection and then eventually sell it. But building it Basilius.
like Wonder Kid gonna go down there as well.
I think Tigers have been playing. I think it was Zephyr who was buying when he was playing the Grimstrike, was it? I think it was the Grimstrike player, Well Bassi. So we are seeing, you know, some people paying respects to the Forgotten Ring of Aquila.
Pushing power that comes from it. Really nice. Like gives your creeps like a couple extra hits with power.
Yeah. Build into Vlad's later seems pretty nice.
Doom's definitely like a good Blast carry.
God, Batrider was such a good pick this game, even
It's
though
so
he had a
good,
rough laning stage.
Dire's top tower is under
It's one of the
attack.
few heroes that actually kills the Doombringer despite all of his regen and massive amounts of armor and items that he builds. There's nothing you can build to survive the Batrider napalms. Like that's another thing we talked about, like the Invoker being really good, the Zeus, the Tinker being really good because they do this like persistent damage. Like no matter how much defenses you have,
Dire's top tower
these heroes
is
will kill you.
under attack.
Batrider's the same. This damage over time
Radiant's bottom tower
amplified by
is
the
under
sticky
attack.
napalm, he can kill anybody, no matter how tanky they are.
And it always feels rough to play Doom when it's hard to get into the fight to get a good Doom off. If there's something there that can stun you or like lasso and insta just blow you up, it makes your life so much
Radiant's
trickier.
bottom tower
Yeah.
has fallen.
And with the lasso, like they can actually kill the Doom because you have the bat damage on top. So.
Morphling's going to be doing plenty of damage as well with his farm and net worth right now, so...
Oh yeah.
Does feel like Boom ID in a slightly better position right now. The net worth pretty even between the two teams, but
The Manta style
Dire's
Monkey King.
structures
Yeah,
are fortified.
I noticed that.
I've seen this more and more. Like the two forms of dodge.
It's also kind of good for the Soulbind, because I think he can Soulbind to illusions, right?
Yeah.
So save your team a little bit if he's the one that gets hit. Or save yourself if somebody else does and you're nearby.
It makes you harder to lasso too. You just drop the illusions and Batrider's like, oh, I don't know which one.
Moonlight Shadow, Sentry Ward already down, waiting for Moon as he is trying to bait this out. They also placed an Observer Ward up on the high ground. This spots out Fervian, the
Man,
Monkey
if
King there.
Bat Fireflies, they could. That's a nice thing.
so what's going on here? We go.
Catches the Jakiro. That might just need to be a give up there.
Not the big kill,
Not
but
really the hero you want.
it still secures them the area, kind of. Like, I don't know if Tiger's going to be like, oh, Lasso's down, let's go fight.
Yeah, they have to
So
leave.
in the Boom games earlier today, that would be the point where like they would jump in and try and take that fight afterwards, save their Jakiro, we noticed.
Yeah.
Tiger's showing a lot of restraint there.
Not overcommit. Someone's already picked off their dead, they're dead. Just leave them be. Don't turn one death into 2, 3,
Especially
4 or
when
more.
it's a Jakiro. He's just doing that all game anyway.
Yep. The reverse MP, you know, MP hardly dying in all out games today, and then you got 1437 making space.
He's making up for it.
Jesus, Morphling is out of control.
He's a Rubik.
He's a serious problem. And the Mirana's actually sitting on 10,000 net worth too. She is also an issue. She's been sitting in the top lane, constantly pressuring.
They've nothing really to kill the Morphling.
Oh, Batrider could... Man, oh, come on, man up. Man up. Take him off that tree. Come on, dude.
That's scary. He didn't have lasso.
He doesn't have lasso. Yeah, with lasso, you definitely go for that.
If he hops off the tree as you blink forward, it's like you just die.
just stuns you, drops the Monkey King off.
22 minutes, 1,000 gold lead. It does have the feeling of one of those games where it could change really quickly and suddenly a team is going to be massively in the lead. Depends kind of on how these fights get taken. Mirana is very, very far. Double Lincoln.
This is one of those unfortunate situations where the fights are going to depend entirely on who Doom dooms and whether or not he can get a Doom off before he dies or they lose the fight. But he's just gone for this tanky build, so it's very, very hard for him to actually get in and use the Doom. So there's a lot of pressure on him and not all that much that he can do unless he plays these fights extremely well, or Boom ID totally mess up these fights, especially with like the Lincoln Spheres coming out, makes it even harder.
Boom playing really good Dota here, having the wards down already, and then Tigers drop a Sentry and Observer of their own. We'll back up, and they'll probably be able to deward those shortly. Still, Morphling farming, going towards the Scotty. It's really, really hard.
Yeah. Just help him tank up, fight the Monkey King a bit better. Be not as susceptible to the Weaver as well.
He needs a Lincoln's Breaker or something. It's really tough.
Yeah, maybe a creep. Maybe a creep that can do that.
Yeah. Especially now that there's a second Lincoln's coming with the Mirana. Just life is so difficult when there's no good Doom targets.
Yeah.
Batrider's going to be hiding in trees, like more likely to grab you before you Doom him. So
I like that he went for the blink though. It's really, really crucial that he gets these Dooms off on either like the Bat before he lassos, maybe the Grimstroke before he uses ulti, Brood before he uses ulti. Realistically, Morph and Mirana aren't going to happen anymore with the Lincoln Spheres, but these other heroes are very effective too.
Jump forward, find one.
That's how you don't get Doom off.
There you go. Ice Path down, needing to run away. 1437 gets the pushback there as well, and that is going to be a dead Jakiro. So 2 down as they look for more. Zephyr was lifted up, and he is eventually going to be brought down as well.
just going from one kill to the next. Roche is back up too if they want to go for that with the Morphling. Get him in Aegis and you're in pretty good shape.
Games feel so easy to execute when you have a Batrider on your team. It's basically just about lassoing. Lassoing like the right target, and then it doesn't even matter where the rest, like his team can be right next to him. You lasso, like you pull somebody out of position, right? So it doesn't matter. You just get the right target and they die, and then the enemy team can't fight you, even if they're together. Unless they have some way to like deal with the lasso as soon as you go in, but there isn't anything. They could lift, but I don't know. The lift isn't going to do it.
I'd also add that the games feel pretty easy when you have this unkillable Morphling.
Yeah.
That's
Even not outside the fact he's out farming everyone, having like an amazing game getting these kills. It's just there's nothing in the dire side that answers the Morphling problem.
Yeah.
Silence, the Grimstroke ulti, it's on to 2 of them. They got him both caught as well and in a ton of trouble. They buy back immediately on the Weavers. He wants to get into this. It's a Doom on the Brewmaster, but he didn't even have ultimate. Just trying to get that on whoever they could. Roche down to very low HP. The stun comes in on Ajit. They got him caught a second time now, able to find that kill. It's a die back on the Weaver. Wonder Kid wanting to get something, anything, put his team back on the map, and
oh, nice dodge.
like they are going to be able to chase them down. Maybe another round of this one. His stun is
Mirana survives through that.
We're actually going to get this monkey.
Yep. They baited him so hard to get into this one. Really well played by Makoto.
Poor dead.
That was such a sick dodge. Right at the last second too, so he's just baiting it.
It did cost them buyback on the Grimstroke, but that is well worth it.
He could have like immediately just ran away, and that wouldn't have happened because like running up and making the monkey think that he was going there was really important.
Yeah.
Imagine having the presence of mind to like think about killing the Monkey King as you're about to die to the Monkey King. It's like, I'm gonna bait this guy. Just in that hectic team.
I do not have the Dota skills to pull those kind of plays off.
I don't have the reaction time. I'm old.
It happens, yeah. When you hit your 25, you know the reaction times they just disappear. Yeah, your pro career ends.
Over. Exactly. Uh-oh,
That's something that never started.
Fermion stole an Ice Path. Turn it. He didn't get the switch over to straightforward Morph.
Okay.
Gonzo.
Alright.
The beginning of the ruination.
Nice spot there again. And
can they bring him down in time? Yes, indeedy. Duty. They got him. The Grimstroke ulti and super. Where's the damage? They don't have it. Nobody is taking any damage at all, and the Brew Split is out. Can they chase down these heroes any further?
They can't do anything.
Respawning into the Ice Path, just getting instantly disabled, and Morphling able to be killed twice there.
Uh-oh, and Brew, the last one down, is going to face the Rat. They didn't even lose the tier 3 tower.
Oh my, Morphling, he lost his ginormous streak too. We're gonna, what's the recap say?
It hurts.
Okay. There's streak experience now too. You get a lot from that.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're gonna lasso. They're trying to bait that out. Well played.
Doom took the bait as Monkey King goes.
Oh my god, that was a ballsy jump.
Oh, a little late there.
I guess he figured, you know, the bat's already firefight away, so.
That's true.
Zephyr steal an Ice Path. Insane right there too in those last couple fights. Like if he doesn't have Ice Path, Morphling doesn't die.
Dire are scanning.
Stealing Ice Path. He stole Ice Path from Morphling. Morphling morphed into Jakiro.
Oh.
I was sitting there wondering. I was like, what are you talking
Was there
about?
3? There must have been like 3 ice paths.
Yeah.
Because it looked like 3 ice pots too. I was like, I just saw ice everywhere, and then there's a macro pyre. I'm like, what is going on?
He stole a spell from his team. these morphling mechanics. God. I was so confused when you were saying that. I was like, Lyrical's got to be wrong on this one. And then he just has Ice Path.
Because the first time they killed him before the Aegis was with Ice Path. And I was, in the moment, I'm just like, oh, Ice Path, is that short of cooldown? Like, yeah, I guess.
Rubik's the morph counter.
But yeah, they had a second Ice Path for when he came out of Aegis.
You think you're better than me? Whew. I'm the real stealer.
That's some good shit.
7.20, I suppose.
I mean,
the Ice Path actually lasts longer. He's better than he's a better Jakiro than the Jakiro on
He's a better everything, man. That's just Rubik. He's like, I'll take your spells and do them better.
He doesn't have
I'll take your my spells.
Kid trying to live. Not gonna happen. Stay away from other heroes because he's soul binded for the moment. No. Dodge it. Trying to jump, trying to get out of there. Doom on the west side of that fight, rather. Is it going to be able to find Marana and, well, maybe going to be able to get themselves a kill? Deny, not there in time. And trying to run forward further is Rubik. He's still silenced. And with the morph jumping forward, the ink swell, it's more than enough to take down the Doombringer. So 2 dead, 3 dead, and looks like it might be a 4. Yes. It's going to drop down and a triple kill for Fervian.
It's a gem. It's a gem, too. Also, I just had the realization during that fight that Rubik could steal his own spells. Morph uses
like his
lift.
own Fade Bolt?
He could steal his own lift and use lift twice.
Would it go on cooldown?
I don't know.
I bet you.
I mean, he stole his own team's Ice Path.
Yeah. But that's kind of different to stealing your own spell. But I'm curious about that now.
I would imagine that it goes on cooldown the same as the other one.
I don't know about the cooldowns, but I know you can there's no way you can't steal it. You can steal your own team's Ice Path.
Yeah.
With Weaver dead, they can't contest this.
But he's up in 8.
Can they finish the melee Rex? Fervian wants it, and
Boundless Strike, open it up. Oh, Bat Rider getting testy.
Bit of a feat, but they got racks, it's fine.
Now he's going to switch over to the Monkey King.
Help, no, that's what you do that bad on the chat wheel, my friend.
Yeah.
He dropped the gem. He just fed the gem. Yeah, he fed the gem back.
Okay. Yeah, you bring out something else on your chat wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whoops.
Was that his gem in the first place, or was that the Rubik's gem? It's on Monkey.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a hot potato with the gem.
I can't see it.
It's a Zephyr.
It's a Zephyr? Okay. It was his
turn.
So he's got it back. Monkey's like, I'm not giving it to you. You're going to lose it.
So,
I mean, it's 30-16, but oddly, I feel like Tigers have been making a lot of strides back into this, and I feel like they can fight now.
They kind of were, and then that bad fight happened just then. They lose the racks, but as a whole, the last 15 minutes has looked pretty stable for them, other than that one mess up, which happens to lose some racks because they're versing Morphling. So, we'll see if they can bounce back.
Switches over into the Doom and now going to walk forward. Inkswell as well. And they get work, though. It's a big stun coming through. Fervian pops the cheese, though, actually, or rather just gets back up to full HP. And, well, just like that, it starts to look terrible. That's the regen coming through.
They tried to kill him in the Doom form, but didn't do enough damage, and then he's back to full health.
Now, Zephyr is also going to be brought down forward. And, well, turns out they can't fight. Yeah, I'll have buyback.
Turns out Morph is still a perfectly fine, legitimate carry as well.
None of these heroes really contest Morph's carry potential in the late game either. Even Monkey King, it's like a team fighting carry, but in terms of raw damage, Morphling is just leaps and bounds above any other hero in this game. Out of these 10 heroes, it's like a Terrorblade.
Except he does things.
Except he's not useless.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
I'm sure Terrorblade's actually still... I'm sure he's fine. Maybe not into more. I'm sure it's fine.
Dude, I don't know. I'm a hater. I'm a Terrorblade hater.
Didn't look great when we saw it yesterday in Mineski's hands, but that was also against a pretty scary looking TNC.
Yeah.
And Moonlight Shadow getting so much value out of this, but they will run into a sentry.
I can't help but notice that Brew just has 2 mangoes in his stack.
Dire's top tower is under
Can't sell one.
From the lane stage, maybe he didn't use him. I don't know. Well, Doom down. They may look to push high ground here. Top lane is possibly the next target.
Dire's
We'll be doing this without Lasso and Primal Split up. Not quite yet.
Morphling still just very comfortable sitting here, and second Boundless Strike comes out from Fervian himself. Arrow a little bit off the mark. Pulling back in that Batrider with the Ice Path down on top of it. They have the Wukong's command out, starting to bring him down low. No more mana. That Batrider, he is going to die. And it looks like they're also going to lose the Jakiro, though. And with the Soulbind through, onto 2. They're chasing forward the Fervian. He's really a Morphling, but really, he's just a monster. As they lose yet another. But Barrack's going to go down. Good game, well played call. Boom ID, pull it back. Towards the game 3.
Decider. Let's do this. Boom ID showing some last fight. It's still there.
I mean, wouldn't it be crazy if they knocked Tigers out?
Yeah.
Just one minor.
Yep.
It's a real team. Serious team.